I don't know if you know this, but the Palestinians are supposed to be the most educated people on the face of the planet. And lately I hear that the Gazans actually, among the Palestinians, are the most educated with the highest per capita, PhDs per capita in the world. I mean, people are defending their dissertations under bombing in Gaza as we speak. Online, of course, online, because all the universities were decimated the first week of the war. But yeah, my parents expected all of us. I was the oldest of seven, by the way. They expected all of us to be educated and to go on to college and as high as we can go. My uncle was very involved in the setup of the very first teachers' college in Jordan. There was no institutions like that in the 40s, I think 1949. So he was always, my father was in the army. He always pointed me in the direction of my uncle. He's like, you want to be like your Uncle Muhammad. And when I would visit my Uncle Muhammad, he would show me his library, except it was all in Latin and English and other foreign languages. He had Reader's Digest in Arabic, so he would give me copies of Reader's Digest. And that was my window onto the world. So I would read amazing stories, pieces about living in the West and succeeding and things like that. And this was when I was like 8, 9 years old, imagine. So my love of reading was very, very early. I read every book that I can put my hands on, Dostoevsky, Jane Eyre. I mean, Arab and non-Arab, Arabic, English, anything I could put my hands on. So the trajectory was definitely for higher education. But to be practical, I studied engineering. So I came to the US in 74. My father was injured in the war in 1970. So my uncles who had lived in the US invited us to join them here. We migrated in 74. So October 3rd this year marked the 50th anniversary for me in the US. When I came, I was 19. So you do the math. I'm 69 right now, working on my 70th birthday right now.
What was your mindset like back then? You were only 19, ended up coming to the States after the impact of the war in Palestine. What was your mindset? Were you kind of saying to yourself, I'm just going to get, a 9 to 5, try to live my life? Or is there something, kind of deeper boiling in the back of your head?
Well, in the background, I grew up as a child of the Islamic movement, meaning that I had mentors who were very enlightened by the legacy of Imam Hassan al-Banna, rahimahullah, and Abu al-A'la al-Mawdudi. And those mentors made sure, believe it or not, among them was the principal of our school, may Allah rest his soul, rahimahullah. His name was Ahmed Furayhat. And he would explain to us the macro picture in a way that no one was explaining to a 15-year-old. So the day Jamal Abdel Nasser, the Egyptian ruler, died, we were crying as Palestinians because we thought he was the champion of the Palestinian cause. And he pulled us aside and he said, don't be fooled. This guy is corrupt. This guy is an agent of the East and the West. And he explained to us the concept of the nation state and how it was structured to serve the interests of the colonials after they left. So we were living in a post-colonial world, but somebody had to explain that to you. And believe it or not, that was explained to us by the leaders of the Islamic movement in Jordan as early as 15, when I was 15. So I came here with that in the background. We were raised to think Palestine every day, every moment of our life. Palestine is the most important thing. But you still have to make a living. You can't live on love alone, as they say. You can't live on memories of Palestine or memories of whatever. So when we showed up here in 1974, I only had one mission, and that is to go to school and finish.